Hi, boys and girls. I hope that you're having a great day today. It's snowing out, which is so exciting. I am really excited about this art project because one of the things that we want to learn about in this art project is a special culture that's out in Africa. Africa is a very big continent with lots of countries, and the country that we're going to learn about has this really special way of using masks. Masks are used all around the world, but mask making is a really fun and interesting history that we're going to try to explore a little bit of the African history and how they use masks. So I have some pictures here. This picture is on my Google Classroom as well. These are some African designs of some different animals, and the way that African designs are made is they're very symmetrical. They have a lot of patterns inside of them, and they're kind of what they call stylized. So they're not very real looking or very realistic, but they do have some real looking parts and they do have some real looking shapes. I really enjoy how different places in the world draw differently. So these are from Africa. These are African drawings. And African masks have been used for all different reasons. And there's some cultures in Africa where they have these almost like magical, mythical storytelling qualities, and they will spend a lot of time creating them. So you'll probably see in my Google Classroom some examples of some African masks, and they're very detailed and they have lots of texture and different materials. We don't need all those different materials to make a really cool mask that we can kind of play pretend with and pretend we're someone with a special purpose and our mask is magical, and what can our magical mask do. This would be really fun to see what you come up with. So I encourage you to use a piece of cardboard. Now this is a Pop-Tart cereal box. I did this in another lesson, and this is just the scrap from that other lesson where I was using cardboard. So save your cardboard if you have any. If you don't, you can just use a piece of paper. That works fine, even a paper bag. So I just want to cut these little tabs off because these tabs could be pretty useful later. So let me cut these off. They might be useful to make some smaller parts for my mask. One of the reasons why I wanted to demonstrate this is you probably won't need any help drawing a shape for your mask, but think about an animal. Think about its face or maybe its whole body. I have included some examples on Google Classroom of some animals. I'm not really even sure what they are exactly because they're stylized, right? So stylized again means it looks kind of real. It's drawn in a special way. There's real parts, but it's not exactly realistic. So if I look at this, I'm guessing this might be a frog. This might be a turtle. Maybe this is like a lizard and a fish and a bird, right? And this maybe even is another lizard. So you could do something very similar to a shape like this, but I encourage you to stick with one that's even on both sides. That's called symmetrical. So this one's showing on the side of it. It'll be harder for you to make a mask that you can wear because your face is even, and a mask would need to be even to be able to wear it and see through it, right? So I think I'm going to make sure I have a piece big enough. Does that cover my face? Make sure I have a piece big enough. I think I'm going to draw like a really cool pointy mask, almost like a deer. And I'm going to draw just a big giant shape like that. See that big shape? I know my head's going to fit in there, see? And I would trim off the extra and then start thinking about, hey, what can I do with these? Maybe I can cut these into a certain shape and add them for antlers or ears. Maybe I'm making something with arms or legs. I could attach them on the side. All I need is a little bit of glue, even a stapler, even tape, whatever you think. Although tape doesn't hold for very long, so I would encourage you to use glue and just wait for it to dry, okay? You could even use string and poke holes and tie it together, and then those parts might move around. There's a lot of really cool things you could do. So what we need to do is make it so that we can see. So what we want to do after we have our shape is put it over our face and kind of point our fingers where our eyes are. You might not be able to see your fingers, but you can make a pretty good guess where your eyes might be. Once you get it, you can make a little mark in each spot. You really only need one mark. See that right there? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to push a pair of scissors through that hole. Now, if you want a parent's help, it might be a good idea, especially if you're using cardboard, because this is a little thick. You open your scissors like this, and remember, scissors are sharp, so be very careful. And one blade of the scissors is going to push through that hole. So you hold it up with your helper hand and push the scissors through. And you sometimes have to give it a little wiggle, but it goes through. There it is. See it? Once it gets through, you can start to snip. You only need one snip. See that? I'm going to just hold it up a little close so you can see. See, there's that one snip right there. That's my thumb peeking through. Now I can slide my scissors into this little hole and I can cut a shape out. You could also draw a shape if you want to be super detailed. So I'm cutting a shape out right now for my eye. And after you get like a little bit of a hole, I see you, you can go make that hole a little bit bigger. Once you get your first eye done, it will be very easy to match and measure where your second eye is going to go. It's really important that they match so that you can see through your mask. Do you have to see through your mask? No. No, you do not. Okay, so I have this nice eye shape here. I can see you. And I know my other eye is right there. So then I can make my other mark for my other eye. Just a little dot is all you need because you're going to draw and cut around that little dot and that part's going to come off. So when you're all done with your mask and you have all your parts glued on, then you can decorate it or paint it or color it with marker, and then you need to decide, what is this mask for and how am I going to act with this mask on? Am I going to be a strong, powerful warrior like a jaguar? Am I going to be a very slow and careful turtle? And use your imagination to create your mask of an animal, just like the people in Africa. Many cultures in Africa did this, and have a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what you create. Bye.